Prices have been kept to a minimum this year, with the cost of a weekday children's pass rising by 50 cents and $1 for adults. Show Chief Executive Will Rayner says it all gets underway at the end of the month.
We've got a small event on this weekend at the show, and then we lock it down and everything starts getting built. So it's an exciting time for us at the show as well.
A John Farnham classic has bobbed up in the US election campaign. A video endorsing Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee featuring You're the Voice has gone viral.
It's not about me. It's about you, your families, your futures.
In this election, we each face a question. What kind of country do we want to live in?
Polling suggests US presidential hopeful Kamala Harris could beat Donald Trump in key swing states. Bloomberg News figures have the Democrats' candidate leading Mr. Trump in Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona and Nevada. They are tied in Georgia. Now turning to 5AA sport, and Tony Gustafsson is no longer coach of the Matildas after the Australian women failed to make it past the group stage at the Paris Olympics. Football Australia says his contract has come to an end by mutual agreement. A review of the Olympics campaign and the search for a new coach are now underway. It's selection night in the AFL. Crow Josh Rochelli says Dawson, Murray, Worrell and Crouch could return for the clash with Geelong.
For us now, it's just obviously finishing off the last 4 weeks the right way and setting ourselves up for the next pre-season in 2025. It's good this week. Hopefully we've got a few inclusions back, a bit more of our senior guys.
Port Adelaide will also name its side to take on Sydney at home, with Todd Marshall a chance to come back in. And general public tickets for the showdown in round 23 are officially sold out. It's being played on Saturday, August 17. Now checking 5AA traffic.
G'day there at Modbury, a car fire North East Road at McIntyre Road. Buckler Park, diesel spill there. It's at the intersection of Port Wakefield Road and Anglevale Road. Aldinga Burst Watermain, Aldinga Road near Plains Road, and we're slow for works at South Brighton, Brighton Road near Broadway. Cameras May Tourist Ottaway and Ridley Grove at Woodfield Gardens. Make the most of Volkswagen's ultimate Amarok sale events in the Amarok style from $70,990 drive away with a free 5-year care plan. Ends September 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, a late shower or two tomorrow, 17. Saturday, partly cloudy, 15. Sunday, partly cloudy, 16. Right now it's 17 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, the shocking results of a police crackdown on domestic violence offenders. This year's show ticket prices released, plus a change in how you need to buy them. Only on 9, the new Ozempic-style drug for weight loss. Kyle Chalmers snares silver and Jess Fox hits an incredible record. Brenton Raglas is live in Paris. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
G'day, Frank. Any tips today?
Bob, I've got a great tip today. Probably my best investment tip for the year.
Well?
Gilmore's.
Gilmore's?
Gilmore's Comfort Shoes. I went the other day. I couldn't believe their range and their service was great. I got these American-made shoes called SAS. Impressive. And I'm fussy.
Nah.
Yeah, haha, but these really are the most comfortable shoes I've ever bought. So my tip, go to Gilmore's for a great shoe investment.
Gilmore's Comfort Shoes, South Road, Melrose Park.
Harris Scarf clearance sale is on now. That's right, massive clearance sale on now. Save big on bedding, kitchen, electrical and women and men's clothing. Deals won't last, so hurry before it's gone. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
Happy Thursday to you. It's the 1st of August. It's 7 minutes past 3, and in just a moment we'll get into Cost Busters with Karen Ely, a money coach from Women Talking Finance. And today we're talking about secret bank accounts. When is it okay to have a secret bank account? Have you ever had one? I'd love to get your thoughts on it, 8223 0000, because we'll be discussing how couples and families work out their financial situation? How do you have your bank account sorted? How much oversight do you have over what each other spends? It can be messy, and it's a big cause of arguments in lots of relationships. So we're going to have the discussion this arvo, but I want to get your thoughts. 8223 0000. Before we do, though, I want to say thank you so much for all of your suggestions before the 3 o'clock news on what to watch. I need something to add to my watch list at the moment, and I've got lots of suggestions coming in. Sam in Exeter said Pan Am is great. Sadly, there was only one series made. It's on 7+. And this texter says a French show on Netflix called Tenor is great. And Andrea has sent a text. My husband and I watched Ungentlemanly Warfare and thoroughly enjoyed it. Can recommend. That was a recommendation from Shanae Bassett as well. So that's good to know, Andrea. I will add it to the list. Barbara from Elizabeth East has given us a call as well. Hello, Barbara.
Oh, hi, Stacey. Stacey, you have to start watching Netflix, the South Korean series. It will change your life.
Oh.
It's changed mine. Absolutely. My husband was a veteran, watched war movies. So I watched the first one, Descendants of the Sun, and loved it. Started watching others, and now I'm done. I'm even becoming a K-pop.
Oh, you're into K-pop now, Barbara. I love it.
I'm 73.
Good on you.
Yeah, it's honestly, because a lot of them aren't dubbed anymore, because they're dubbed, you see, they're just different, and the music's amazing. But now everybody's obviously caught on because they dub it. A lot of them are in English, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
But they're just nice stories, and it's really interesting. Korea has a class system that gives me nightmares, to be honest. Growing up in England, Liverpool, and then coming out living at Elizabeth, I see that because I work in a different area. But it's actually quite interesting.
What did you say it was called, Barbara?
So all of the K-pop things, but the ones that I love are Descendants of the Sun.
Okay, Descendants of the Sun.
Crash Landing on You.
Christ Landing.
No, Crash. Sorry, I'm in the car.
Crash Landing.
I think on You, and the other one is King the Land, which is my favourite. That's the latest one. That's just a really nice, romantic, but interesting.
Okay.
So you just have to have a look at them.
All right, I'll give it a go, Barbara. Thank you so much.
You can tell me what you think of them.
That sounds great. You know what, Barbara? I really appreciate your call and your suggestions. I'm going to give you a Wallace Cinemas family pass so you can head to the movies and enjoy. Maybe you can find a South Korean movie to go and enjoy at the movies.
Oh, no, I'll take the children. I'll take the baby.
Yeah, take them with you. No, that'll be great.
Thank you.
Thanks for the call, Barbara. Really appreciate it. Bye. Catch a movie this week. Mitcham, Mount Barker, Piccadilly, Noarlunga. All sessions are at wallace.com.au. All right, let's talk finance.
Helping you save a few dollars. Who you gonna call? Costbusters.
And joining me in the studio this week is Karen Ely, a certified money coach from Women Talking Finance. Hello, Karen.
Hi, Stacey.
Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
Jump on the Foodland Supermarkets Facebook and YouTube live stream to say hi. We are on there live now. And we've got a secret to tell you today. It's not really a secret, but we're talking about secret bank accounts.
We are. So FIVEAA recently surveyed 1,000 Australians, and they found out that 12% of people currently have or have had a secret savings account.
So are we talking a savings account where you save money for a certain event, holiday, item, or a secret spendings account?
So it could form either. So it's essentially a different bank account that's to a shared bank account. Those savings accounts typically people put away for savings goals, or maybe an emergency fund, or it might be just, money that they dip into for certain things they don't want their partner to know about.
Okay, and it's secret, so no one knows. They just have it on the side there. It's not a separate account. It's just one that they don't know about.
That they don't disclose. Yes, absolutely. So
money can be really tricky in relationships.
It can.
And not a lot of people like talking about money.
No, that's right. It's funny, Stacey, we can get totally naked with our loved one, know everything. But when it comes to talking about our money or our finances or spending, some people are really challenged to have those conversations. And that can be because perceived shame or judgment or guilt. Lots of different emotions come up with money. So sometimes it does make it difficult to have conversations.
If you've got a question, or if you want to tell us how you set up the finances in your household, what works for you, we'd love to get your calls. 8223 0000 is the number to call. It sounds sneaky or sinister to say, oh, you've got a secret bank account, but there could be necessary reasons for having one, couldn't there, Karen?
Yeah, that's right. So sometimes if you don't feel financially safe in a relationship, you might have an account there that just gives you options and flexibility. It might be that maybe there's trust issues, and it may not be with your existing partner. It might be from a former relationship and you've just kind of a little bit scarred. So it's nothing to do with that person that you're in a relationship with. It's just the experience that you've had previously. So you might just want to have that safety net of a separate bank account. Sometimes it can be a nice secret, Stacey. So I
don't like secrets. I don't like surprises.
What if it was a secret that you got surprised for a special event or a birthday and your husband took you away on a holiday and he'd been saving up for it secretly for a couple of years or months or something like that? Would that be a nice secret?
Yeah, it would be. That would be extremely thoughtful as well.
Yeah, so it's not always sinister reasons.
No.
But sometimes, it's about safety or trust or fun stuff.
And so I guess for a lot of couples, having the money conversation can be hard. And then as well, if you disagree on how it should be set up or, how much people should be contributing, if you've got shared bank accounts or separate bank accounts, it can be messy. Do you have any recommendations on how to get started?
Yeah, so I think the first thing to say is there's no right or wrong. So some couples in a relationship have completely everything separate. So they've got their own separate accounts where their pay goes into, and then they might just equally contribute or some kind of agreed percentage as to what we pay for bills or mortgage or rent or those types of things. So that's one option. The other is that you merge everything together and both of your incomes go into one account, and there's lots of transparency and visibility, but then they might also have their own individual bank accounts. And I think that's important for people in a couple to have autonomy around, okay, I've got a certain amount of pocket money or spending money, no questions asked, that's just I can do what I want with. So I think that's important for individuals to have that independence as well.
Yeah. We changed over how we have our finances sorted after we bought a house together. So originally we had our own bank accounts that our money was put into, and then we transferred a certain amount of money into a joint bank account, and that one would be for rent and bills and whatever. But then once we got a mortgage, we thought, no, this is a bigger expense. So we have our pays go into one account, one shared account, and we pay ourselves pocket money each week or, whatever it is. And we have our own spendings account. So I don't have oversight over what Ben spends his money on, and he doesn't have oversight over what I spend mine on. And that works for us.
Yeah. Works for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the other thing is around, yes, you've got your own money that you can do what you want with, but I think as a couple, it can be really nice to have a shared goal. So what's something that the two of you want to achieve financially together that you can both put savings into to put away for? I think it's nice to kind of bond in that way.
And would you recommend a savings account for the money you're saving, or, what about how people have it set up? Does it have to be a savings, or can it just be money sitting in there in the spendings account that you're not going to touch?
Yeah, so it can be either of those two. I think it's really important that we make whatever money that we have work for us. So for people that might have a mortgage or an offset account or a redraw, sometimes money sitting and being stored into that, offsetting any interest costs, can be a really smart financial move. Other times it might be that one person in a couple earns less income, so they're taxed less on any interest. So maybe it's better off in their name from a tax perspective. And then also doing your due diligence and research around what's a really good interest rate that I could be getting on my money. So if you've just got it sitting in a normal transaction account, you might only be getting 0.25%. Whereas at the moment, I think the highest I've seen for an interest rate on a bank account is 5.75%. So it's quite a big difference, and it really depends on how much money that you've got in these individual accounts as well.
Okay. All right. Well, if you've got a question, give us a call. 8223 0000 is the number. Or maybe you want to ring to tell us how you set up the money in your household. We'd love to get your thoughts. 8223 0000 or send a text 0448 08 1395. And we'll take some calls after this.
Catch all the action from the Olympic Games in Paris as 5AA brings you Nine's coverage live each evening from 11:30. Don't miss a minute of the action as our Aussie stars set their sights on gold medal glory. Tune in tonight following Leith Forest as we cross to France for Nine's coverage. Paris 2024, live from 11:30 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
She's been by your side from the beginning. You've raised a family together, supported one another's dreams, and when things got tough, you got through it together. So this anniversary or birthday, express your gratitude and love with a handmade statement jewellery piece from Bell & Brunt, a family-owned custom jeweller with over a century of experience. Celebrate your partner with Bell & Brunt, James Place, City. Visit bellandbrunt.com.au. Crafted for generations.
Hi, Brett Ebert here from Mawson Lakes Mazda. There's a lot to like about Mawson Lakes Mazda. They'll take care of you with next day servicing, complimentary loan car, vacuum and wash, and your breakfast or lunch is on them. Your car gets a love too with their state-of-the-art service centre brimming with top-trained mechanics. At Mawson Lakes Mazda, they'll look after your car and look after you. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city.
A message from Pankind, the Australian Pancreatic Cancer Foundation. If you know someone affected by pancreatic cancer, remember September's your chance to raise vital funds for research. Each week, 71 Aussies die from pancreatic cancer. 71. Simply walk 71 Ks during September with mates, family or solo to help lower that number. Do a company challenge or form a virtual team interstate. Visit rememberseptember.org.au.
At Complete Care, we're more than just a care provider, we're a family. As we celebrate our 10th year, our mission remains the same, to empower our specialised team of carers and client service managers to help people living with a disability. We provide personalised services, including cleaning and home maintenance, to social support and transportation. We look after you like family, offering a warm, caring touch that sets us apart. At Complete Care, we're the company with heart. Complete Care, with a K.
CMAX are looking for individuals to contribute to medical research. COVID is an ongoing challenge to public health globally. Now, local Aussies can get involved to help make a difference and trial a new potential treatment. If you're aged 18 to 60, you may be eligible to take part, and all participants are paid upon completion of the trial. Visit cmax.com.au and look for the COVID study to register your interest today. That's cmax.com.au.
All over Australia, homeowners are saving money with a free Bendigo Bank home loan health check. Whether it's refinancing, investing in new property, or lowering your loan repayments. Let Bendigo Bank give your home loan a full check-up to make sure it's still right for you and your needs. New or existing customers, find your better home loan at Bendigo Bank. The better big bank. Lending criteria, terms, conditions, fees and charges apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 21 minutes past 3 here on 5AA, we're in the middle of Cost Busters with Karen Ely, a certified money coach from Women Talking Finance, and we're talking about secret bank accounts and how you set up the money situation in your house, if it's joint accounts or separate accounts, savings accounts. And I'm asking you how it works in your household, 8223 0000. What works for you? Catherine has sent us a text. In our house, as a single mum of a 15-year-old, I'm the ATM. I like that, Catherine. That's good.
I can totally relate to that, Catherine.
And I bet your child can as well. Your 15-year-old, that's for sure. Which brings me to a point that I wanted to ask about, Karen, and it's taking or having these money conversations around kids. Do you, I guess as a couple, you need to make sure you're having the conversations openly with each other, or as much as you can. Are you as open around the children?
Yeah, look, I think it needs to be age appropriate, just like you wouldn't swear, or hopefully not swear in front of your children when they're younger. You're being really mindful about the conversations that you have between the two of you, because there's a lot of psychology research to show that what children experience growing up at a young age deeply informs the way that they are with money and the habits that they create themselves as adults. So as parents, we want to be really mindful about what the little ears are listening to or maybe absorbing. So if they see that money's a constant source of arguments or conflict, it can create a lot of challenges for them later on in life. So we want to raise really financially healthy children. So just being really mindful of the age of the children and what's kind of appropriate to share and what's maybe that you wait till they go to bed.
And sometimes kids can misconstrue things or add a bit of mayo when they're telling someone else the story. If you're talking about, I'd be worried about mentioning specific dollar amounts around children as well. If you're talking about budgeting or maybe how much your holiday is going to cost or you're saving money to do X, Y, Z, you never know what they're going to say when they go to school.
Yeah, that's right.
Or who they're going to tell. Mum earns this much money. I don't know. I would feel a bit funny about that.
Yeah, sometimes I think they've got better things to talk about than money.
That's true. That's very true.
The latest toy that they can buy with the money, maybe.
Yeah, with the money, exactly. And that was something that we had growing up. Often we would, I think I've told the story how my parents didn't take us to the show, instead offered us money each year. And we were Greek girls, so we took the money every time. So I didn't go to the show ever until I was in my 30s. It was the first time I went to the show. But I knew what I was going to do with that money, if it was going to go in my piggy bank or if I wanted to buy something with it. And, I remember one year specifically there was this really nice dress with a matching hat that I wanted. I saved my money for it and bought it and, wore it to special occasions and did the whole catwalk at home for mum and dad modelling it when I bought it. And I still remember it because I know that was my... not hard earned, but that was my money that I'd saved and I knew what I wanted to spend it on. So it is nice to, I think, teach those.
It is, absolutely.
Lessons.
And at the end of the day, when you're having conversations with your partner or anyone else around money, financial conversations are always a values conversation. So when you're having conversations with your children about, what are our values? What are the things that we think are really important in life and how can we allocate money to those things?
How often should you be talking about money? Because sometimes it can be such a bore and you don't want to have the boring, serious conversations all the time.
Look, you just tend to want to make it a bit more fun. It's about money's just a medium of exchange. So what is it that the money will give you? Is it like enjoyment, quality time, travel, toys of the kids? Yeah, what is it that the money will give you? It's really just a vehicle or a tool to live the life that you want to live.
That's a nice way of thinking about it. I like that. A nice uplifting way to end the discussion today, Karen. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it. It's Karen Ely, certified money coach with Women Talking Finance. Thank you to Joe in Tranmere. He's given us a call with a traffic update, a two-car collision on the corner of Portrush Road and Green Hill Road. Oh, no. Traffic is banked up heading south on Portrush and east on Green Hill, but avoid the intersection if you can. That is not a good intersection to be in, especially as we head into the commute home. So thank you for that, Joe. Really appreciate the update. Two-car collision, corner of Portrush and Green Hill Roads. Avoid the area if you can. It's time for the 3:30 news headlines now. And after that, this weekend, and you might be surprised to hear that there's a bunch of people that are choosing to jump into the cold water at Glenelg. They're raising money for the Special Olympics movement of Australia, and they're very important people to you. We'll talk to a couple of them. You'll hear from them after this.
The word home means a place where one lives permanently as a member of a family or household. But home is more than that, especially when it's a home you help plan and design. A home containing those little touches you ask for, built by tradespeople who settle for nothing less than the best, because they know this is a home you'll love for decades to come. So which SA builder will build the home you want? Rendition Homes. That's who. renditionhomes.com.au.
Drums, please. Unprecedented, unparalleled, unrivaled. The demo sale continues. Edwardstown Mazda are offering a minimum 10% discount on all Mazda demonstrator models and 2 years free scheduled servicing or $1,000 genuine accessories on new cars. Plus get a minimum $2,000 on your old vehicle. Only at Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply.
Hi, it's David Penberthy here with Martin Penny from Paint Professionals. Is it true that your dad actually painted for the royal family?
Yes, my father was handpicked to paint the Queen's bedroom, Charles and Di's honeymoon suite. Whether you're in Wayville or Morfett Vale or Springfoot or Glenelg, it really doesn't matter. To us, everybody deserves that same treatment.
So get your whole home painted or just a room? Get in touch like we did with Marty and his incredible team at Paint Professionals. Visit paintprofessionals.com.au. Paint Professionals, brush with the best.
Business owners like us don't have much time.
Lucy, why does ANZ use radio advertising to promote its easy online business loans?
Yeah, look, we're targeting multitasking business owners. Radio kind of travels with them.
Oh, I love that Andy guy who's in your radio and TV ads.
Oh yeah, well, it's been great to build on that campaign character.
Andy's not real.
Would you like him to be real?
We'll talk later. Discover how investing just 11% of your campaign budget into radio can double its effectiveness. Search commercial radio.
Here's some great news from Darren and Chris at ACET Transport Solutions. They've just added crane trucks on their fleet. These rigid trucks have their own crane for safe loading and unloading, perfect for the big stuff. With over 20 years of experience and over 200 vehicles in their fleet, there's plenty of rigid crane trucks on deck ready for your next delivery. Whatever the load, ACET Transport Solutions will handle your delivery safely. Don't just send it, ACET. Don't just send it, ACET.
Get the garden you want at Garden Grove, with everything from the ground up. Plants and instant lawn, mulches, soils and bark, landscape and building materials, hardware, pavers and more. There's a playground for the kids while you enjoy coffee or lunch in the cafe. Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove. Open 7 days. Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to your area.
Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
5AA Mornings with Matthew Pantelis.
State and territory debt now at record levels, not just for Australia, but in the world. We, you and I, are going through a cost of living crisis, necessitating some of you to keep working rather than begin enjoying retirement or to take a second job to make ends meet.
Matthew Pantelis.
Governments, though, continue to spend as if their re-election depends on it.
Weekday mornings from 9 on 5AA. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Mitcham Council has sparked controversy by not consulting ratepayers before changing the date of its Australia Day ceremonies for the next 15 years. Funeral processions are being held in Iran for Hamas political chief Ismail Haniyeh after he was assassinated. Donald Trump has been accused of racism after claiming Kamala Harris turned black. And in sport, Tony Gustafsson is no longer coach of the Matildas. Football Australia says his contract has come to an end by mutual agreement. The 5AA forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, a late shower or two tomorrow, 17. Right now it is 17. We'll have more news at 4 and as it happens on 5AA.
Always trusted. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
It is just after 3:30 here on 5AA, and I don't know what you're planning this weekend, but a dip in the ocean at Glenelg is probably not high on your list. It might be surprising for you to hear that some people are actually planning to do it, but it's all for a good cause. It's to raise money for the Special Olympics movement of Australia, and there's a whole bunch of emergency service personnel taking part, from those in the MFS, the Metro Fire Service, the Country Fire Service, the Ambulance Service, and also South Australia Police. Michael Tolson and Jade Hill are two of those from SAPOL. They'll be taking part and they join you now. Hello, Michael and Jade.
Hi, Stacey.
G'day, Stacey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling? Are you ready for the cold, freezing Glenelg water? I don't know if I'd be doing this.
I'm absolutely ready for it. I know last year I jumped into the Little Blue Lake and doing the fundraiser, and it was very refreshing. Caught you off guard initially, made your heart stop beating for a very short moment, but afterwards you feel very enlivened and refreshed.
So you've done it before, Jade. What about you, Michael? How are you feeling?
Thank you. We did it last year too, and they do call it freezing for a reason.
But you're both coming back for more, so clearly it was worth it.
I don't know if it was worth it, Stacey, but the cause is definitely worth it. That's the difference.
Yeah.
You know, our athletes, they do put a lot on the line and, you know, in line with the motto of let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. It's certainly an acknowledgement to the tenacity shown by the Special Olympics athletes. So we're happy to do it as a major fundraiser towards Special Olympics.
Yeah, and that's what the Polar Plunge is all about, raising money for the Special Olympics. They'll be held next year in March in Italy. And so if there's someone out there thinking, oh, maybe I will get involved, it's all for a good cause, what's involved and how can they do it, Jade?
Yeah, so this weekend with the torch, we're going to be doing a torch run. That's going to commence at about 11:30am at the eastern end of Jetty Road at Glenelg and run through Moseley Square. We'll pass the Glenelg Jetty before ending at the Brian Nadillo Reserve. We'll have a presentation by Law Enforcement Torch Run to the Special Olympic athletes, and that's going to be a really good introduction to community with our athletes who represented us at the Special Olympics World Summer Games in Berlin, Germany. Working towards the Special Olympics World Winter Games. Unfortunately, we don't have any South Australian athletes participating in that. I'm very fortunate to be going over there, though, as a representative of Law Enforcement Torch Run South Australia to cheer those athletes along with the opening ceremony and whatnot. So we definitely want community to come down. We want them to participate, get involved, cheer our athletes on, come down, have a bit of a giggle at us freezing for a reason, and also to donate. So we don't just donate funds and raise funds for this beautiful cause. We also raise the awareness about Special Olympics as well with community. So it's a fantastic cause. We want community to be there to support us and the athletes.
And Michael, you're the Deputy Chair of the Law Enforcement Torch Run in SA. What prompted you to want to get involved in such a good cause?
Thank you, Stacey. So I've been involved now for almost 10 years. Like most people that get involved with Law Enforcement Torch Run, they get involved through what is our typical run, a road run. And being involved with the athletes and seeing the smiles on their faces when a bunch of police officers show up to run for them is just absolutely priceless, and that is absolutely the hook. The backstory, I suppose, to Law Enforcement Torch Run more broadly, it's a police-based charity that's now present in over 45 countries across the world. And its two sole functions are to raise awareness, as Jade has mentioned, for people with intellectual disabilities and autism within our community, participating through Special Olympics, and obviously the fundraising as well. So South Australia, obviously, through SAPOL and the Law Enforcement Torch Run SA, get behind our Special Olympic athletes locally, and we hope that this becomes one of our mainstay events in South Australia.
It's such a good cause. So remind us again when and where, if people want to get down there and cheer you on to support you on Saturday morning, where should people go?
Yeah, this Saturday down at Glenelg, down at the Brian Nadillo Reserve. Certainly if people want to, they can cheer us along Jetty Road with our Flame of Hope torch run. As I said, that will commence down the eastern end of Jetty Road and pass down to Moseley Square and past the Glenelg Jetty. We certainly want to make an impact on community and bring that awareness. It'd be great to have community cheering the athletes and us along before we go jumping in that freezing water. There might be some delays around the traffic, but police will be present to ensure that the run progresses safely, and just want motorists to take care as well while we do that. But definitely come down. 11:30am we'll be starting that torch run, and then we'll be doing the polar plunge after that. And community are more than welcome to stay and watch the whole event.
Oh, well, all the best with it. Good luck, and thank you for doing what you do, Michael and Jade. Really appreciate it.
Hopefully I won't be sneezing for a reason on Sunday, Monday.
I love it. Well done. It would be a crime not to pay that.
Indeed, well done. Stacey, can I just say in passing, if anybody within the community and certainly any of your listeners do want to get behind the cause, they can do a very quick search, Polar Plunge SA. That will find the portal that they can go in if they wish to donate. Select one of the athletes, get behind them, and throw a couple of donation dollars towards them. Nationally, we're looking to raise a lot of money. So the other thing we didn't mention is that this is a national event. So there's plunges happening across the country this weekend in WA, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and across the ditch in New Zealand. And the collective goal is clearly to raise as much as we can. The original goal was $200,000. And just in the last week, we've actually just gone over that. So still welcoming everybody within the community to get behind our Special Olympic athletes in SA and throw a couple of dollars their way.
Yeah, donations, big or small, would be very welcomed. I know some people can't really push themselves financially at the moment, but any small donation, it all adds up and supports these tremendous athletes in their chosen sport fields.
Yeah, every dollar helps, especially when it's such a worthy cause. Really appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you both so much. Good luck.
Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you for having us, Stacey.
See you. That's Senior Sergeant Michael Tolson and Sergeant Jade Hill. Both of them are organisers of the Polar Plunge, and they'll be taking part on the weekend. So if you do want to get down there and support your emergency services taking part, it is at Jetty Road, Glenelg at 11:30 is when the awareness run will start, and then they'll be plunging into the depths of the ocean in Glenelg, the very chilly ocean, all to raise money for the Special Olympics. A really great cause there. 21 minutes to 4 here on 5AA. We've had a couple of very big discussions on the afternoon's program, so we'll continue them now. Maybe you have some thoughts on Mitcham Council's decision to change the date of its Australia Day citizenship ceremonies for 15 years. The council voted this week to move the citizenship ceremonies from the 26th of Jan to another date for the next 15 years without doing further community consultation. The council says, well, the consultation was sort of already done with the Voice vote. That council area voted yes to the Voice, so that's how they've justified this decision to change the date of their Australia Day citizenship ceremonies. What do you think? Maybe you live in the Mitcham Council area, maybe you're outside of the Mitcham Council area and you have some views. We got some calls earlier. Here's what some listeners thought.
The reason they don't want to put it to public consultation is they'll know the response they get, and they're really concerned about democracy, except when our views might differ from theirs.
It seems to me that minority rules these days.
Fix the footpath, collect my rubbish, and apart from that, get out of my life.
So that's a few callers we heard from earlier. If you want to add your voice to the conversation, call now. 8223 0000 is the number to call, or you can send a text 0448 08 1395. This texter says, Deb here, I live in Mitcham. Goodness me, where has the compassion and empathy gone in this state? Soon we're going to look like a red state in the US. I'm part of a huge number of young people living in the Mitcham Council area, and I fully support changing the date sooner rather than later. Who are we if not a community that listens to the stories of our vital, important and magical Indigenous people? Many collectively mourn this date. It's sad that the callers have internalised racism. That's Deb in Mitcham area. What do you think? 8223 0000 is the number to call to have your say. Internalised racism. That's an interesting thought. What do you think? Give me a call, 8223 0000. Andrew says, the Mitcham Council deciding not to hold events on Australia Day with no public consultation. One of the councillors said that the majority of their subset supported the yes vote where the rest of the country didn't. So it makes sense So it makes no sense, rather, that the Mitcham Council would go to further public consultation. It's not them making up those figures. They would get positive feedback to not keep running events on Australia Day. So pushing through without public consultation just because they fear the result is undemocratic, wrong, and reeks of dictatorship. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate your text. 8223 0000 is the number to call. Or maybe you've got some thoughts on payroll tax. We were also talking about payroll tax earlier in regards to Dave and Will's chat with the Premier this morning on payroll tax. The Premier was, well, not hesitant. He didn't say. He said that there's no plan at the moment to change the structure of payroll tax, even though he doesn't agree with payroll tax as an idea, a tax on employing people. It kind of goes against everything we try and do in our economy, but no plans to change it at this stage is what I took from the conversation. We got a call from Heidi Girolamo, who's the Shadow Minister for Finance from the Liberal Party, saying it's the Liberal Party's election commitment to increase the payroll tax threshold from $1.5 million to $2.1 million at the next election. So I wonder if that would be a vote changer for you, knowing that. Stephen in Edwardstown has given us a call, 8223 0000. Hey, Stephen, how are you?
Good, thank you, Stacey. How are you today?
Yeah, good, thanks. So you had a small business?
Look, we have a small business. It's 37 years old now, and with a staff level anywhere ranges between 22 and 25. We're hot on this topic because coming out of COVID, federal government pushed us all to push our staff with pay rises, and which we did. We did the right thing. We gave all our staff pay rises. And with all the expenses and everything going up, sales haven't increased, but everything else has increased. And so we've actually now popped over the 1.5 million. Pardon me. We popped over a year earlier, and we've had to pay back nearly, I think it's about $111,000 back to the state government.
Oh.
So having a look and assessing it and finding out why, people don't realise that once you hit the 1.5 by $1, they take it back to 600,000, and then you pay 4.5% on the 900,000. So you pay 0 to 1.5 million, and then 4.5 back from 600. I wouldn't mind if we paid payroll at, if I spend an extra 100 or 200,000 over 1.5, you spend 4.5%. I'm happy with that. But it's such a shame. It's such a horrible thing when they take it back to 600,000.
Yeah.
So what I've had to do is actually restructure the company. So you're losing staff. I'm not employing. I could probably employ 4 or 5 more people. You're losing staff.
Yeah.
You're putting staff's jobs at jeopardy because they don't get the overtime anymore because we can't give them the overtime, because if we do, the incentive is we flow over to payroll and pay the state government. So I think bracket creeping with wages, I think this whole thing needs to change, and I'm pushing for this as well.
Yeah.
It's really hurting our business. It actually is hurting our business, and our staff.
It's a really interesting point you make, Stephen, because that's exactly what we shouldn't be doing, discouraging employment right now. I mean, you just said that you could put on another 5 people, but it would take you over the threshold, and people are missing out on overtime rates and everything. We know how hard it is, how stretched home budgets are, let alone small business owners' budgets at the moment as well. So, you're not that it's a bad thing for you, but people are being denied employment right now because businesses can't afford to pay the tax, which is absolutely fair enough.
But it's the government taking it back to 600,000 when you go $1 over the 1.5 million. I think that is incredibly unfair. Yes, pay tax over the 1.5 million. I'm happy with that. But why penalise us and go back to 600,000 and then pay 4.5% on the 900? That's where I think it's totally unfair. Really does need to be changed.
Thank you for your thoughts, Stephen. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Stacey, for listening.
Thank you. That's Stephen in Edwardstown. Give me a call. What do you think? 8223 0000. Maybe you've got some thoughts on payroll tax or on Australia Day. Do you support Mitcham Council's move to move citizenship ceremonies from January 26? 8223 0000. I'll take some of your calls after this.
He's one of Adelaide's favourite sons. He loves his Adelaide Crows, and each week he joins David and Will to share his footy tips and have a few laughs. Catch Fitzy thanks to the new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink. $6.95. T's and C's apply.
At CMAX Clinical Research, we're on a mission to revolutionise healthcare. By participating in a clinical trial, you can help pave the way for a potential treatment for primary biliary cholangitis. If you're aged 18 to 65 and generally healthy, you could be eligible for this CMAX study. Upon your successful participation, you'll be paid for your time and commitment to help advance medical research. See if you're eligible today. Log on to cmax.com.au and look for the PBC study to find out more.
The way we connect with listeners is changing. Radio, podcast, streaming, in-store, and the way to connect your business with millions of Aussie listeners every week is at Amplify. August 27 and 28 at Jama's Restaurant, Bowden. Tickets are free, but you need to register at audiorsvp.com.au. Hear how audio can change the way you do business for the better. Register now at audiorsvp.com.au.
A message from Pankind, the Australian Pancreatic Cancer Foundation. Each week, 71 Aussies die from pancreatic cancer. 71. Remember, September's your chance to help lower this number. Walk 71 Ks during September and join a community helping fund vital research for future generations. Grab some friends and register. For those we've lost, or those fighting to survive pancreatic cancer. RememberSeptember.org.au.
Starring Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire, The Gay Divorcee was nominated for Best Picture at the 1934 Academy Awards. See it at the Capri Theatre August 4, screening at 3 p.m. Plus, live on stage prior to the movie, Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter from 2 p.m. with the bar open from 1. Book your tickets now for this iconic comedy romance. The Gay Divorcee, plus Michael Griffiths plays Cole Porter. August 4 at the Capri Theatre. Tickets from $15 at capri.org.au.
If working with NDIS plans is a source of confusion or frustration, there is an easy way forward. At Complete Care, you're given a client service manager. Think of them as a concierge, there to assist and recommend services as they're needed, from cleaning and home maintenance to social support and transportation. They're essential to our clients and always available to their loved ones. It's just one of the things we do that sets us apart. Trust client service managers from Complete Care with a K.
All over Australia, homeowners are saving money with a free Bendigo Bank home loan health check. Whether it's refinancing, investing in new property, or lowering your loan repayments. Let Bendigo Bank give your home loan a full check-up to make sure it's still right for you and your needs. New or existing customers, find your better home loan at Bendigo Bank. The Better Big Bank. Lending criteria, terms, conditions, fees and charges apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
5AA Afternoons with Stacey Lee.
At 10 minutes to 4, getting your thoughts on Mitcham Council's decision to change the date of its Australia Day citizenship ceremonies. They will no longer be held on January 26 because of a number of reasons. Part of it is financial. They've said it costs a lot of money to hold these ceremonies on January 26 because it's a public holiday, so they've got to pay penalty rates. That I can empathise with. I'm all for councils trying to save money, and as I said at the outset of the program, I support the decision to change the citizenship ceremonies to another day, not on January 26. What I don't support is the decision to change it for such a long period of time without consultation. So for me, there are two issues here. I like the fact that councils do consult, and I'm in the Unley Council area. They're consulting on changing the date of citizenship ceremonies at the moment, although there are some flaws with their consultation process, if you ask me, but that's another issue. I like the fact that Unley Council is consulting, and I think Mitcham Council should have consulted purely because of the length of time. They've made this decision for the next 15 years, until 2040. That's a huge call. If it was just going to be for a year or two while this current council was in, and then, you know, it's your choice in 2 years' time if you want to vote them out or re-vote them in, then that's a decision for the next council. But I don't think a decision for 15 years should have been made without public consultation. That's my thoughts. I'd love to get yours. 8223 0000. Heath is in Findon. Hey, Heath.
Hey, just a quick one about this Mitcham Council thing. Like, I just find people find any reason to be offended these days. Like, are the people that are complaining about the changing of the date, are they actually people that attend these every citizenship ceremony and welcome every person to Australia and all the rest? Or are they people that are born here, right, that have an Australian citizenship and would actually never attend these situations, but they still need something to whinge about? Like, it's not going to affect them. It's not going to affect the way they sleep at night time. Who cares what day it is?
Yeah. I can empathise with those thoughts as well, Heath. I think it is very easy for us to be outraged these days. People will find anything. All right. Thank you for the call. Appreciate it. That's Heath in Findon. 8223 0000 is the number to call. This texter says, RE Mitcham Council, it's not the first time they've backdoored ratepayers. Remember Christmas carols, $40,000 for The Voice, and now this with no consultation. I wonder if we'll be consulted on the makeup of the new People's Republic of Mitcham flag. They've got my email, my address, and the ability of one of the council comrades to seek my opinion. Not that it appears relevant now. Pretty weak, RE, the non-appearance to explain. Typical shut up shop and weather the storm attitude. That's Mick in Colonel Light Gardens. Yeah, that was really disappointing, Mick. We did have an interview lined up with two councillors from Mitcham Council, one who voted yes to this, one who voted no to this, and then quite last minute today they pulled out, which was disappointing for the main reason that if they're going to stand up in a council chambers and have a vote on an issue like this, they should also then be able to stand up and tell you why they voted that way and explain to you why they made the decision they did. But pretty poor form for them not to do that, I think. Andrew says dictatorship councils compare. South Australia, 69 councils, $1.4 million population. $1.4 million population. Vic, 79 councils, 6 million population. Abolish councils. Save billions into health, aged care, social housing. Yeah, I don't think you'd get many people disagreeing with you there, Andrew. It's a pretty fair call. I'd be interested to know why you support the date change for citizenship ceremonies. That's Chris. Chris, I just particularly am not wedded to January 26. I don't think we've had Australia Day on January 26 for a huge amount of our history. It was only Australia Day was only put on January 26, I think in the 90s. So it's only a fairly recent day for Australia Day. Personally, I'm not wedded to January 26 being Australia Day. I'd be happy for us to change it to any other day throughout the year where it isn't going to have such a heavy and offensive tone for a large part of our population and a significant part of our population as well, our Indigenous population in Australia. So they're my thoughts. I'm a supporter of change the date, therefore I'm a supporter of changing the date of citizenship ceremonies. So that's what I think. But I want to get your thoughts, 8223 0000. I'm not sure this will be a topic of conversation after 4 with Rowie and Timmy G, but maybe it will. Timmy G's here. Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. Yes. Now, we'll be talking about the date that the next game of the Boomers and the Opals play in the Olympics and what's happening there.
Good.
So
that date won't be changing.
No, exactly. I tell you what, I got up nice and early because there was a lot of events happening and the like, and I saw Jess Fox win her gold medal in the C1.
How good.
Wow, she is very impressive. Very impressive. And it was an incredible... when you watch the effort that goes into getting and manoeuvring around without hitting those poles, she was in a zone that was just another level, just incredible. So there's one more event to go. If she wins, it'll be the only person ever to do that in all three categories. So she is just amazing.
Only Australian or athlete?
I think nobody's won the three. Wow. I don't think anybody's won the three classes. So an amazing person. I just love the celebration. Her mother was incredibly joyous. Her father is a commentator on the actual event. It's just amazing to watch. So
brilliant stuff.
Kyle Chalmers, of course, got up early to watch him, and he is one of only 3 100-metre freestyle men ever to be on the podium 3 times in a row.
Huh.
How's that? In the history of Olympics.
Wow.
Now, I looked it up.
We're breaking all sorts of records this time.
It's amazing. And We're going to speak to his father, Brett, coming home after that event and have a chat to a proud dad. But it's just it's staggering to sometimes you go, oh, he got the silver medal. A guy broke the world record to beat him. So that gives you a bit of an idea. But you just don't understand. And I heard Kate Campbell speaking about it on Channel 9 afterwards. She said, do you know the pressure of a 100-metre final? That's why she said, I never wanted to do the 100. You're talking about trying to shave off 0.25. The pressure of that over, 4 years of trying to get that is phenomenal. And that's why they call it the Rockstar event, because you are on the stage, you are front and centre. Yeah, it was quite amazing insights. I loved it. But yeah, plenty happening. We've got Robbo, we've got Scotty Ninnis, the coach of the 36ers, giving us an insight into the season coming up. Mark Angove, the legendary Thunderbirds coach, of course, previewing our opportunity to go back-to-back again. First time since 98-99 when Marg took them. And Brodie Grundy from Sydney Swans is coming on. Robbo's filling in for Caro. So it's a massive show.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be fun.
Cheery bye now.
Rowie and Timmy G on with you after 4. Thanks for all of your calls and texts today. I'll talk to you tomorrow, where I will also be chatting to Taylor Williams, member of the Thunderbirds ahead of the grand final this weekend. I'll talk to you then.
Make it, build it, live it. It's the philosophy Rendition Homes have believed in for over 30 years. To make it, right from the start, you're involved with all design, colours and selections of your dream